Hey y'all, it's the Spiritual Alchemist, and I'm back. I know it has been quite some time since I've done a reading, but here I am, and here we are. So, this is actually the first love reading that I'm doing on my channel, and it's because I've been hesitant to do a love reading. We'll see what comes out, and yeah, and we'll just go from there. This is a space where I want to be able to really get to know you all through the comments and everything, but I also want you to get to know me. So we'll see what stories the spirit has me tell you guys throughout this particular reading, and then we'll just go from there. So let's get into the pile selection. Okay, y'all. So we have pile 1 here with the Hoodoo Tarot that I've paired with this Tiger's Eye. Pile number 2, the Radiant Wilds Tarot with this Selenite Rose. Pile 3 is the Rider-Waite Tarot with this Agate Worry Stone. It looks kind of like Bumblebee Jasper, but I'm pretty sure it's agate. And then we have the Medicine Woman Tarot, pile number 4, with the Purple Flash Labradorite. I hope you guys can actually see the flash, as it is gorgeous. All right, so take some time, pause the video, choose your pile, pick your crystal, and I will see you at your reading. Hey, pile 1, if you chose the Tiger's Eye Crystal or the Hoodoo Tarot, this is your reading. So today we're just going to look at you. We're going to look at your person, the connecting energy, and then we're going to get any messages that may want to come out and be expressed in regard to the relationship. Alrighty. First, I'm gonna get a Black Moon Lilith oracle card for you and for your person. Just to see what comes out. Alrighty, let's see. Let's get a card to represent you. Spirit, please represent the viewer for me. Give me a card to represent the viewer. Alright. And please represent their person for me. Please represent the viewer's person on their mind. Please represent the person on the viewer's mind. Alrighty, so cards that came out for you are Calcination, the Dark Night of the Soul, and also Separation, Division, and Reintegration. These cards make me think that you may currently be experiencing the Dark Night of the Soul, You're definitely experiencing a spiritual awakening, a spiritual upgrade, and it is uncomfortable, essentially. Um, but it's all necessary. It's all part of the process. It'll be interesting to see what else comes out during this reading, because if you are currently experiencing a dark night of the soul, then that requires a lot of alone time. So you could find that you're spending more time alone at this point, or that you feel compelled to, or you have the desire to spend more time alone. That makes perfect sense, because your spirit is upgrading and your body needs time to acclimate, to rebalance throughout that process. You may also be engaging in a lot of shadow work at this time. I see someone journaling, so perhaps journaling, really diving deep into your emotional state, and also being fully honest and present with yourself in regard to past experiences and the impact that they are having or have had on your more recent aspects of life. With the separation card, you and your person may also not be in contact at this time, and it could be because both of you are going through a spiritual upgrade and it's a necessary part of your journey for whatever reason. But we'll get more into that later. So I'm going to put your cards here. And then we're going to take a look at your person. Okay, your person is being represented by Lilith herself, the dark feminine divine mother. So your person could be someone who is very nurturing. I'm hearing the word fertile, but not necessarily in the physical sense. Someone fertile mentally, someone who is open to new experiences, who is constantly learning, who is open to being a student of life. And also, in addition to having the power of creation, Lilith also contains the energy of the 0 point, like the infinite primordial darkness. Like, I love that energy. It's basically the womb, right? The womb is the primordial dark. It is the necessary, the necessary space for growth, for expansion, and for the creation of something new. So you and your person could actually be in a similar energy. But this could also be someone who is very nurturing, someone who is emotionally intelligent, and who really takes the time to listen and be present with you. So if that sounds like you and your person, even if it's reversed, sometimes your person's energy may come up first and then you. But either way, if these energies resonate with you, then welcome to your reading. If not, feel free to choose another pile, or maybe this is not the reading for you at this time. So let's take a look at the connecting energy between you all. Let's see what the energy of this relationship is at this moment. We got the Mother of Knives. let's get one more. Okay, 2. That's fine. All right, let's see what we have. Really, these should be up here. Should be here. Okay, just like right off the bat, this feels like a relationship that has previously had a lot of confusion, and maybe even some heartbreak involved. If you see some smoke on the screen, that's just my incense. But we're starting here with the Mother of Knives. This is someone who is determined to move forward through a situation with clarity, but also feeling a little bit guarded. The knife is in front of her, and she's standing in her truth and in her clarity. She wants truth and clarity from those around her, and she also is guarding herself. And I'm using the term she because this is the Mother of Knives, but I don't care about gender. This is about the energy. So there is someone in this connection, be it you or your person. It feels like the person represented by these 2 cards is also in this Mother of Knives energy. And we have that accompanied by the 7 of Knives, which in this particular deck, she's pulling bay leaves out of this particular meal that she's cooking. So there could have been some infidelity, or it could have been a suspicion of infidelity, or some inappropriate flirting or something like that outside the relationship, because this is the Hoodoo Tarot. So essentially, those of you who know, you know. So what she's doing is making a preparation to ensure fidelity going forward in a relationship, and given the guarded nature, but also the clarity of mind of the Mother of Coins, this makes me feel like there may have been a suspicion of infidelity or something inappropriate that has happened in the past in this relationship, but there's still the desire to move forward as well. Yeah. Let's see what else comes out. Then we have the Big House and the Son of Coins. This makes perfect sense following this energy. This is about basically wanting to establish a new sense of stability after a collapse of some kind, or after some sort of disaster. As you can see, the big house is burning. People are jumping out or whatever. But this is the lens that has been looked through rose-colored glasses. So maybe the Mother of Knives is now in this energy of clarity and truth, but also feeling guarded because you may have felt like you were looking through rose-colored glasses at the relationship previously, and now you want to be sure that you're looking with total truth and wisdom and clarity to move forward. But this is about the combination of these 2 cards feel to me like the establishment of something stable after an upheaval. So let's look a little bit deeper. Okay. Is this the death card? I think it is. Let me just double check real quick before I give y'all some misinformation. Okay, so this is the devil card in this particular deck. The devil card is about temptation. It's about giving in to vices, and it's about having to come to the awareness that you don't have to be confined by your vices or your temptation or anything like that, which then leads me back to the belief that there was some infidelity involved here, because this is temptation and it's upright, so somebody may have given in to temptation. That could have led to some sharp words being said, lots of defensiveness and arguments and contention in an effort to understand and to work through that heartbreak, which I feel like is also present here with the Nine of Knives. This is about despair and sorrow, and about this is a hard time. This is a hard emotional time. Lots of thoughts, lots of trying to sort through what you think and how you feel and all of that, and get back to this place of clarity. So thus far, it looks like there may actually be a separation in this particular relationship, but you both are in a space of healing and recalibration after some type of betrayal within the relationship. So let's see what else Spirit has to say. Okay, so let's get some messages from your person. I feel like you as the viewer are more than likely the person that's in this energy who is feeling guarded about the situation. So let's see what your person may want to say or disclose in regard to the relationship. What would One's person want to say? The first card says, I wish I had treated you better. Given this circumstance, given this circumstance, I can definitely see that. I wish I could take back my words, which really echoes this energy that we talked about earlier. I will wait for a sign from you. So if you all are in separation, this person pretty much is awaiting your permission to move forward, to come back towards you. We have the Spy card. So this person could be watching your social media, trying to see what you're up to, or see if there's any indication that it's okay for them to contact you. We have no, it's not the right time. This could just be a consideration that you've been having, or it could be the energy of how you feel right here, right now, that it's not the right time for you all to be talking. And then we had, they'll be back, which is very interesting. So, they'll be back is really up to you, because obviously they're waiting for you to grant them permission to come back. So that's up to your discretion. So this is my reading for you today, Pile 1. I hope that it helped. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you next time. Hey, Pile 2. So those of you who chose the Selenite Rose and the Radiant Wilds Tarot, this is your reading. We're going to start out getting some Black Moon Lilith cards to look at your energy, your person's energy. Then I'll use tarot to talk about the connecting energy or the current energy between you all, and then we'll get a couple of messages from your person to close out. Okay? So, Spirit, what energy most accurately represents Pile 1? All right. What energy represents Pile 1's person? Pile 1's person. Okay, cool. All right, so the card that came out for you is Calcination, Dark Night of the Soul. And it's number 33, which is interesting. So you could be 33 years old, you could be a life path 3, you could be seeing 333 recently. But this card is about being in a state of recalibration within yourself. The Dark Night of the Soul is usually an experience that we would categorize as depression or feeling really down. But it is also, on the spiritual level, it's an opportunity to look at and integrate the shadows of your life. You know, I know some people consider like shadow to have a negative connotation, but it's really another necessary component of us, and integrating our shadow is important work, which is why we tend to have these cycles where we do have experiences that position us to have to recalibrate at times. So you could be in a bit of hermit mode, kind of spending a lot more time to yourself, feeling more emotional, more tearful, more angry, maybe not even being able to quite pinpoint it, but it's really just your soul engaging in a process that sometimes requires your conscious awareness, and sometimes it's a process that doesn't require your conscious awareness. It just requires your openness and willingness to go through it. So that could be where you are right now. And then your person is being represented by the Black Moon, Lilith, and Cancer. Honor your emotions, which is interesting because I literally just said that it's just about allowing yourself to be willing to go through the process, even if you can't quite pinpoint where the emotions are coming from. As long as you're open enough to go through them, to allow them to move through you, then you'll come out on the other side. So your person could be someone who is very nurturing and supportive of the process you're currently in. They may actually be a Cancer, or have Cancer in their chart. It's interesting to me that there's also a Pisces symbol on here. Or is that the Cancer? I thought that was Pisces. I don't know. But either way, your person could be someone who is very emotionally intelligent, very emotionally expressive, and supportive of you in this process. They may also have a little bit of people pleasing in them. I know sometimes that can be a shadow aspect of Cancers, wanting to be there for everybody all the time. And that is, a noble endeavor, but it can also lead to burnout and feelings of resentment. So just be mindful of that. And I'm really feeling like this person is someone who is in the flow of energy, in the flow of emotion, in the flow of life in a very necessary way. So if this sounds like you, if this sounds like your person, or if they're reversed, if you resonate with these two energies, then this is your reading. If not, then Feel free to choose another pile or check back another day. All right. So let's look at the connecting energy between these two individuals. Let's look at what is going on in this connection right now while you both are in the individual energies that you're in. Let's look at the energy of the connection itself. Spirit, what is the connecting energy between pile 2 and their person? What is the connecting energy between pile 2 and their person? What is the connecting energy between pile 2 and their person? I'm going to put these back because I'm not sure. Spirit just told me to slow down. So I don't know if you and your person need to slow down as well. But I just felt that. So I wanted to say it. Okay. All right, let's get one more. All right, ooh. They say if it's on the floor, it's super important. So let's see what hit the floor. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on between you and your person. The first card that we had come out is the 3 of Cups, which is a card of celebration. It's a card of fellowship, friendship. The two of you may actually be really good friends. You may be asking about someone who is a friend of yours, and that's perfectly fine. There does not have to be a romantic aspect to this relationship, but let's see what else we have with the 3 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands. So this is interesting. It could be a situation where you are friends right now, or you maybe just had a celebration. With the 2 of Wands here, this is about planning for the future, planning ahead, looking forward, and making a decision as to where you want to go. And then we have the 4 of Wands as well, which is about establishing stability. Oftentimes this card represents marriage, and as you can see, this figure here is someone who is pregnant. So the combination of these two cards actually gives me the feeling that you guys are friends, but you would like to move the relationship forward to something more stable. Well, not necessarily more stable, something more romantic, committed, and that has an element of longevity to it, and give birth to basically a new level of the relationship. Or it could be that you guys are actually expecting. because this is a celebration. There's a pregnancy here, planning for the future and expecting. Whether you're expecting the birth of an actual child, you are anticipating the birth of a new level to the relationship, or even a business. That's a possibility as well, because yeah, let's see what else we got. The Five of Cups. Okay. So the Five of Cups is usually a card of regret, sadness, disappointment, grief. I may have to ask what that's about. It could be that you guys actually went through a hard time. Um, or that you're currently experiencing an element of grief. I'm going to clarify this Five of Cups energy here. Why is the Five of Cups here, Spirit? Why is the Five of Cups here? Please clarify the Five of Cups. And the Nine of Wands came out. So this could be feeling like you've been through a lot. Like you've just been through a battle. Like you've had to fight for something. It could also be emotional overwhelm, overload, and maybe feeling a sense of grief, a sense of loss in regard to everything that you've been through or having battled. And for some of you, it could have actually been the loss of a child with this pregnancy here. And the fact that this is the Three of Cups. And there was, the celebration and everything. There could have been an actual loss of a child, or a loss of a business, a loss of something that the two of you have been collaborating on for quite some time. Or it may not have fully come to fruition. It could have still been in the works and just kind of didn't fully manifest. So if you all are grieving the loss of a child, then my condolences to you, light and love to you during this time. And whatever the experience is, I truly hope that you allow yourself to be in the flow of all the things that you're feeling, because that process is healing in and of itself. It is purging. It is allowing that energy to flow through you as it needs to, so that it doesn't get stuck in your body and your cells. So we also have Temperance here, which is about patience. And I tend to also read Temperance as like a spiritual oversight. It's like the energy of a guardian angel. It's like Spirit saying, be patient. I got you. Just don't worry. Like, just let me handle things right now, and you just be. That's the energy that Temperance gives me. And so after that, we have the Ten of Cups. So this particular Ten of Cups feels like a renewal. There will come a time of joy and celebration and renewal for you, even if it may not feel like it right now, if you are still in this energy of the Five of Cups and the Nine of Wands energy, that sense of exhaustion and feeling overwhelmed. But that will come to that time will come to an end. And then we have the World and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is literally about the shift. You're already in the energy of a shift with this World card, coupled with the Queen of Pentacles. This is shifting into a brand new state of stability, and I'm feeling wellness and yeah, just being more, what's the word? Feeling more uplifted, more hopeful. Okay. So let's get some messages. We'll get some messages from your person. This honestly feels like a shared experience, whatever you guys are going through. It feels to me like this is a relationship that is already established. Whether it's a friendship or if it is a romantic relationship, whatever it is, it feels like this experience is very much shared between the two of you. The way that you feel, the way that they feel, it's kind of mirroring one another. All right, the first, just being near you is intoxicating. And maybe you guys often are in the same energy of emotion, and that's why this card is coming up. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. I don't feel like this is a message directly from the person to person. I don't feel like it's from your person to you. I feel like this is a message about whatever transpired, like whatever the loss was, whether that was the loss of a child or just something you all were working on. I buried myself in work to forget you. I feel the same way about this message. I feel that this is also in regard to this event that took place that has basically catapulted you both into this emotional experience that you're currently in. All right, let's see what cards are coming up. This does very much feel like a strong friendship, even if you are also in a romantic connection with this person. That friendship aspect of your connection is very, very prominent and very much shared. Okay, we have, interesting, these three cards popped up. We have divorce. Could be a divorce that happened. It could just be a separation. A separation from whatever happened, whatever this event was. Then we have challenges. It says make a decision and work on inner healing. I feel like that is the energy that both of you are in, just being in that temperance energy, allowing your angels, allowing the source creator of all to just really cradle you right now. And then we have open up your heart. I feel like this is kind of echoing the message of being in the flow of whatever it is that you're feeling and not trying to put a stopper on it or trying to control it. Just allow it. Allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to be, and allow this process to fully evolve itself in the way that it is divinely organized to do so. All right, pal 2, that is what I have for you today. I hope this reading resonated. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Hey, pal 3. For those of you who chose this agate worry stone and the Rider-Waite Tarot, this is your reading. We're going to start out by looking at looking at you. We're going to get a card that represents you, a card that represents your person, and then we'll use tarot to look at the connecting energy between the two of you, and then we'll close out with some messages from your person. Okay? So let's get a card that represents your current energy. Well, that was fast. And then let's get a card that represents your person. When I tell y'all, this card has come out literally in every pile. Clearly, there is a very specific energy taking place in the collective right now. And I think what I'm going to do is, at the end of this reading, I'm just going to read what this card says. I know what it's about, but I just want you guys to have what the book says about this card, because it's very clear that there is a specific energy taking place at this time, and there is obviously a divine purpose for that. So I want to just talk about it. That's wild. So both of these have come out together, but in the opposite position. So for you, this card, for you, we have representing you is Lilith, the dark divine mother of creation. This is an energy of, it's kind of like 0 point energy. This is the primordial womb. This is the darkness that existed before there was anything. So you may be in a point in your life where you feel like you're starting over, you're starting from scratch, you're starting fresh, seeking new ideas, and setting a new path forward. It could also be that you are someone who's very nurturing with this mothering energy. Very nurturing, very giving. You probably like to cook, feed people, bringing you joy in that way, and things of that nature. So that's what we have representing you. And then the card representing your person, we have Calcination. Calcination is a dark night of the soul. It is essentially, I hope YouTube doesn't ban this lady. She's not naked, but she does look, well, she is kind of naked. I just thought about that. I don't know. But anyway, so with Calcination, this is about recalibrating within yourself. It is, the dark night of the soul is what we would commonly identify as depression, but spiritually, it's a place and space where you're being asked to look at your shadows and to actually examine them, dismantle them, and let go of what truly is not serving you. And in order to do that, it has to be brought to your attention first, you know? And so when it does come to your attention, it oftentimes is not a place and space that feels good to be in, but it is one that is necessary. So that's what Calcination is about. So if these two energies resonate with you and your person, even if they're reversed, if you feel like this one is you and this one's your person, that's perfectly fine. This is your reading. If not, then maybe check out some of the other piles. Although these cards did come up for them as well, but or just wait till I come back with the next reading. But anyway, so let's take a look at the connecting energy between these two individuals for pile 3. So interesting how this is coming up. It's clearly an indication of the more cosmic energy that is taking place right now. So I'm going to talk about that. But anyway, let's look at the connecting energy between the viewer and their person for pile 3. Let's look at this energy, Spirit. Pile 3. I need to keep these. Okay. Alright, Spirit, let's get 2 more. When cards come out together, I like to keep them together. Obviously, you guys can see that, if that's the case. Because I feel like they provide a combined message. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Okay, to start, we have the Page of Cups. This may be a newer love interest or a newer romantic interest. Someone who may also be younger than you, they may not. It could just be the youthfulness of the connection itself. But at this point, it seems to be very flirtatious, and you're still kind of evaluating the relationship itself, like evaluating the potential of it. But this makes me feel like it's a pleasant experience. It's like something that you're allowing yourself to enjoy. But it does feel like a new relationship, like in its early stages. Then we have the 2 of Coins. This could be about figuring out how to manage what's going on in the relationship with what's going on in life. Or you could have multiple people that you are romantically interested in at this time, and just trying to make sure that you maintain a balanced perspective when it comes to interacting with each of these individuals. So let's see. We have the Ace of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and Justice. So this kind of echoes the feeling that I had. Okay, so these 3 cards in combination give me the same feeling as these 2 cards. If somebody knew that you're entertaining, but you're still trying to make sure that you have a balanced perspective because you may have other options. So with the Ace of Swords, this is about having clarity in the situation, making sure that you are clear in what it is that you desire from this connection, from this person. And also you want to make sure that there is equal give and take that is taking place in this connection. So this seems like a very grounded, logical approach to this new situation, this new potential love interest that you've met. There is also a lot of passion and attraction in this relationship. There seems to be a lot of balance. Once again, we have a card of balance coming up. Equal give and take. Not operating in a way that one person is benefiting more from the relationship than the other. And then we have the Hermit, which is very interesting to have at the end. I feel like this is about you being the type of person that doesn't like to make snap decisions. This feels like you take a very grounded, logical approach to your love life in the same way that you would any decision that you have to make for yourself. And having the Hermit here at the end makes me feel like you probably take little intervals, like in the midst of being engaged in a relationship, you take little intervals to kind of check in with yourself to make sure that the energy is what you would like it to be. Okay, so yeah, I feel like you check in with yourself periodically to make sure that you are giving what you would like to be giving, you're receiving what you would like to be receiving in a relationship, and keeping the relationship grounded. And I think that that's a pretty cool practice to use, even though this is new. It seems like you kind of assess where things are and take inventory of things in a very strategic manner. Okay. So, and your person may have that quality as well because this is a connecting energy. So, obviously, you're both enjoying this experience. There is attraction, there's equal give and take that you're both noticing. And so, they could also be the type of person that takes the time to truly ground the relationship mentally and in the physical. So, that's pretty cool. Let's get a couple of messages from your person. We'll start with the Hidden Truth Oracle. All right. Let's get some messages from Pile 3's person spirit. What would Pile 3's person like to say to Pile 3? The first card that came out is I love you. That may be true. Even if the relationship isn't new, it feels new to me. But love doesn't take long, especially when you're on the same page. So that is very much a possibility. What else, Spirit? I don't know, those didn't exactly come out. So let's see. Okay. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. Okay. And I am afraid to contact you. This feels like they may not want to come out too strong. They don't want to feel or seem too eager, even though they're clearly very excited to be in this connection with you. All right, let's see what other messages. We have spy. So this person could be checking out your social media. If you guys are connected on there, or if you have social media. If not, they could be showing up in your dreams. They could be doing like some 5D spying, showing up in your dreams, just kind of hovering in your energetic orbit a little bit. So if you feel their energy throughout the day, or you're minding your own business and you randomly think of them, that could be them spying energetically. Then we have the card Yes, and it says luck is on your side. You could have been questioning whether or not this connection is real, whether it truly is the way that it feels and the way that it is presenting at this time. And so we have a yes for that. We have some distance. And it's interesting that it came out on top of this card because maybe they're trying to create a little bit of distance, either so they can make sure that they're seeing things clearly, or, you know, like I said before, about not wanting to come on too strong. And there could also be physical distance. You guys may live in other states, other cities, other countries, you know. So that is what I have for you today, pile 3. I hope this resonated. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you in the next reading. Hey, pile 4. Those of you who chose the purple flash labradorite, I don't know if y'all can see the flash, and the medicine woman tarot, this is your reading. So first we're going to pull some Lilith cards, one to represent you, one to represent your person, and then we'll use the tarot to identify the connecting energy between you, and then we'll get some message cards to close it out. So let's see what we got. All right, Spirit. Card to represent pile 4, the viewer. Card most accurately represents pile 4. Okay. What is it? Okay, finally one that's different. All right, and then cards represent pile 4's person. So why? I use this one. Oh, there's only 2. Okay, perfect. All right, so the card that came out to represent you is the Black Moon Lilith in Taurus. It says you are worthy. So you could be someone who likes to adorn yourself. That was the first thing I thought about. You could also be someone who enjoys like the luxurious things in life. Like you might have expensive taste in clothing, like fine food and wine. You might also enjoy like things that you can indulge in. That's what this card gives me the feeling of. And you may also be a Taurus. You could also be in a point in your life where you are recognizing or fortifying your sense of self-worth. Okay, and then the cards that came out representing your person, we have the Black Moon Lilith in Pisces. So your person could be someone who is naturally intuitive, very in tune with their emotions, emotionally expressive. They could also be very nurturing to you. Water and earth. Pisces is a water element. Taurus is ruled by the earth element. Water and earth are very complementary elements for one another, so you could feel very nourished, very supported, very seen, very heard, very understood by this person, and vice versa. They could feel very supported, understood, seen, and heard by you as well. But this says also honor your boundaries. Your person could be someone who could use or who could benefit from having better boundaries, which Tauruses tend to be very good at if you are a Taurus. Or you could just be someone with very strong boundaries and maybe your person needs help with that. Very complimentary again. And then also the card Mars came out with drive, energy, and passion. So your person could be somebody who is very energetic, very driven to achieve, very ambitious, and also very passionate, you know, when it comes to you as well as when it comes to what they do in life. Okay? So if these energies resonate with you, even if you feel like this is you and this is your person, then that's perfectly fine. If it does not resonate, then feel free to choose another pile, or maybe this is not your reading. But if this does resonate, then this is your reading. So let's take a look at the energy connecting you all. Already just from the Lilith cards, I feel like this is a very synchronistic relationship. Like it is very beneficial for you both. It feels very much like there's an opportunity for balance for you both. Like you have qualities that balance the qualities that they don't have, and vice versa. All right, so let's look at the connecting energy between Pile 4 and their person. What is the energy between Pile 4 and their person, Spirit? Okay, let's go back and get all ones that flipped. Okay, let's get two more. Did I miss one? Okay. I thought I saw another one, but I did not. Oh, let's get one more. One more card, Spirit, representing the energy. There we go. All right, so first we have the guide, which is the Hermit. This gives me the impression that you guys may have met during a time where you were in hermit mode, or you may just be very comfortable not doing much like with each other, but just being present. You know how people talk about you can just sit in silence with someone, and that's like one of the most comforting, loving experiences to have. That's kind of what this card makes me think of when it comes to your connection. You could very much be comfortable in silence with one another. Then we have the Two of Pipes. And this card is about looking forward, seeing the potential of something, essentially. The person indicated here is playing this flute, but they're practicing. So it's about what we can do now that is going to fortify and strengthen us for later as well. And that's what I'm feeling with this in this particular reading anyway. This is about having the groundedness in the relationship now that is going to fortify it and ensure longevity later. Then we have the Six of Arrows, and we have the grandmothers. The significant thing about this card is the fact that there's an arrow that's broken by her feet, and she's looking ahead. This is about recognizing that you don't have to have your guard up all the time moving forward. Like, it's okay to not have to protect yourself in a situation. It's okay to just move forward, to just walk forward and trust in the experience. And then this card was accompanied with the grandmothers, which is the moon card in traditional tarot. So this gives me the impression that in this particular connection, there is a willingness from you both to move forward, even though you're not sure what the future is going to look like. You're just trusting the process, essentially. Trusting that whatever needs to be revealed will be revealed. And whatever is possible will eventually be known. Even if it's not known right now, even if right now things are a little bit cloudy, you're still trusting the process and moving forward with this person. Okay. So then we have Temperance, and that's accompanied by the Two of Stones. So this is about being patient and taking inventory of what exists between you, having patience with one another. This kind of echoes the feeling of these two cards echoes what I was saying before about kind of filling in each other's gaps, like where you're strong in one area, they may be weak, and vice versa. They may be strong in areas where you are weaker, and that is a very beneficial quality that you all share. It's like, if you want a relationship that's going to bring balance into your life, then this is a great person to learn from, to lean into, and to allow that process. And that's what this feels like. This feels like you're trusting that there is purpose in this relationship, and that the purpose will strengthen you somehow and strengthen them somehow. Then we have the Six of Bowls. And I don't know if you can see, like, the tattoo on his chest is his person. And in this particular card, he has let his person go. He's let his person go, and he is working on himself. He's doing the inner work that he feels is necessary. And it's interesting this card came up because followed by that is this card, the Two of Bowls, where you see him and his person have united with one another. So I still feel like this is echoing that message of trust, where ultimately you're trusting that the outcome of this relationship is going to be exactly what it should be. Now, if you are all in separation and you're currently in this energy where you're honing your craft and taking inventory of what you have and working on yourself, doing that inner work, and you are having faith that this process will bring you all back together, then you are correct. I can't say for sure that it will be this specific person that you'll be reunited with. It may be, but what I can say is that it will be someone who is the perfect fit for you, who is the right fit for you. That's a message for those of you who are currently in separation. Now, if you're not in separation, this is just about recognizing that that doing the work that this relationship requires, because all relationships require work. They test you, they stretch you, they push you, they pull you, all of that. So engaging in that process in the midst of the relationship will also strengthen you as individuals and as a unit. Okay? So let's get some messages from your person. Messages from Powerful this person's spirit. The first card says, I feel you even though we are apart. So that's for those of you who are in this current energy where you're working on yourself. This one. This says, I know that I crossed the line with you. Oop. I left you before you could leave me, which is really, really echoing this message about letting someone go. That's very interesting. So obviously, those of you who are watching Power 4 and you are currently in separation, that person has a lot to say. Let's see. My life is not as together as it seems. Nobody's is. That's just a fact. And okay, let's see what other messages come out. Messages from Power 4. The divorce card is out. So once again, those of you who are in separation, even if it wasn't an actual divorce, it was just like a breakup, or if you guys stopped talking to each other, whether it was contentious or amicable, that card could be applied. Let's see what this is. Communicate. So somebody does want to communicate. It may not be quite the right time yet. Let's see if we can get one more message card for Power 4. Let go. Make room for the new beginning on its way to you now. So this could be read in two ways. So it could be about letting go of the past, letting go of the previous experience that you had with this person, and allowing, when they do come back, or when you guys come back together, truly allowing the experience to be new and to have a fresh start. It could be about letting go of things that no longer serve you, letting go of whatever has been a blockage to you all working in a harmonious manner previously. But listen to your intuition when it comes to all of these messages, of course, because your soul knows what's best for you. So, but this let go card does once again echo this energy where he has let his person go. But they did come back together. So this could be a time of a lot of inner work for you and your person. All right, Power 4. I hope this reading was helpful. That's what I have for you today. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you in the next reading. Okay, y'all. So I wanted to come back and make sure that I talked about this Calcination card, because this card literally came out in 3 of the 4 piles. So I'm going to read what the book says about what calcination is, and then talk a little bit about it. Okay? So calcination says dark night of the soul. This card represents the straw that broke the camel's back. It's the spark of internal grief when your partner lies to you for the umpteenth time, or the anger that comes from a snide remark from a toxic boss. You finally have had enough of the traffic heading downtown and now have the fierce motivation to move to a new city. Calcination in alchemy occurs when you finally have a reckoning with what no longer is in alignment with you. This feels like an uncomfortable and intense dark night of the soul. Your ego feels unsupported by your reality, and you must experience a metaphorical death to be reborn. You can relate this to the occult symbolism of the phoenix. When this card pops up in a reading, it's time for you to metaphorically burn it all down so that you can be reborn. Calcination is the first step in the practice of alchemy, associated with the lead planet Saturn, where you start and work your way inward toward the gold of the sun. It invokes the fire element linked with the divine masculine zodiac sign of Aries. It is the practice of burning and adding heat to material or a solution to strip it down to its original state. A difficult life event, challenge, or roadblock can trigger you to begin this sacred process of soul ascension. While this is the beginning of your alchemical journey, it's an extremely necessary first step to progress to higher states of consciousness. Calcination phase shadow work. You can integrate the first step of calcination by identifying what should be purged in your life. Take a moment to journal your thoughts and emotions during this process. Prepare for an ego death or shedding of your old self. Allow the ashes to fall away so that your true self remains. So I wanted to talk about this card because it came up so frequently, but also because the fact that it did continue to come out isn't indicative to me that it is a representation of a larger energy that's taking place with the collective. So essentially what's happening is that we're in a period of transition. That's period. But also on an individual level, I know that those transitions can feel like they're extremely challenging to get through. So I wanted to make sure that I read what the book said, but I also want to give you guys some suggestions that could be helpful during this process where you are burning away the old versions of yourself and releasing what doesn't serve you. So one thing that I like to recommend to clients that I see in therapy is that they do burn letters or hate mail, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you write letters to whomever or whatever situation has been plaguing you or that you found extremely hurtful, etc., etc., and you just get it all out. You say exactly what it is you want to say in the way that you want to say it, cuss, fuss, whatever you feel is necessary, and then you burn it. And when you burn it, you can either flush the ashes down the toilet or you can release them to the wind. That part is up to you depending on your intent. And you do that as often as you need to until you feel like you have managed to purge all the thoughts, all the feelings, and all of the pent up aspects of that relationship or that job or that situation or that circumstance or whatever, so that you are making room for spirit to bring in more good, more abundance, more aligned experience with you. So even though it may not feel good right now, don't be afraid of the calcination process, because it's just burning away an old version of you that needs to go anyway. And so then it allows you to shine brighter and to be more authentic with yourself, for yourself, and in this world. So I hope that was helpful. And I wish you well in your process of calcination. See you next time.